I am Jeff Luther, and the host of your new favorite podcast, the Inspector Alliance. This is where we'll peel back the curtain and get behind successful service industry businesses to see just what makes them tick. We're going to focus around the home inspection business. That's what I've built. I've owned it for a little over 20 years now. But we'll also include other service businesses that might parallel ours so we can learn more. And the more we know, the better off we are, right? Glad to be back here, giving you another episode of the Inspector Alliance. It's Sunday morning, and I'm super excited to be given this podcast. I drafted it actually super early this morning. Normally I don't do anything on Sundays. I'll work out early in the morning and then kind of get my day started. Usually do something with the kids. So me and my youngest are about to go out on the boat in a little bit and go see if we can catch some shrimp. But I wanted to get this out of my head, like off my chest. Normally I'll do my podcast like Monday and the editor dropped it on Tuesday, but I want to get this done. I'm so excited. I have to get this out. I started this podcast months ago just for information for home inspectors. Like I'm passionate about the home inspection business. I'm passionate about starting a business. And that's why I started it. And it's kind of morphed and rolled into several different things. It's gone in directions I never intended. But I started my home inspection company in 2002. And I started it as a vehicle to get me where I wanted to be when I grew up. I just didn't know what that was. At the time I was working for a Fortune 100 and I quit and I had to figure it out. And so I started a grass cutting company, basically lawn maintenance. I worked at Home Depot so that I could get insurance and retirement. And then I started a home inspection business. And I figured, if I could do 1 or 2 inspections a month, that would be great. I'd figure it out and then I'd move on to the grown-up world. I would adult. And I had a calendar. I kept a calendar. I'll show that. I'm going to put that up in the next episode. That'll probably be my backdrop. But I had a calendar and I would write on that calendar every day the money that I made. And I had to earn $50 a day. That was a bare minimum. And if I didn't make $50 on Tuesday, I had to make $100 on Wednesday. If I didn't make $100 on Wednesday, I had to bridge that gap on Thursday. But it was $50 a day as my bare minimum. And it's so fun to go back and look at that calendar. October 2002 is when October 2002 is when I actually started filling in dollar amounts every day. And it was amazing. And then my inspection company just turned into a business. I started at zero and I grew it to in 2022, we did over $3 million operating in 3 states. And I wanted to share what I learned. And then I share about all kinds of stuff. Home inspection interests me, but it's not sexy, right? It's not exciting. And we can talk about great technical ability doing a home inspection. That is not going to help grow a business. You can be the best inspector in your entire state and still be broke. That's why I wanted to share as well. I like to talk about the exciting stuff. My content covers a lot. It varies all over the board. I like to talk about books. I read a ton of books. I like to talk about beliefs and mindset. I like to talk about things that helped me in my business early on that aren't really relative to home inspection per se, but helped me in my personal journey, in my professional journey. I really want to get deeper into my personal journey, into my health and my fitness and the lack thereof and what was taken from me, my personal relationship, my family life. I do intend to get into all that stuff. I love that, but I don't know how much that coincides with home inspection. So it's hard to juggle for me. I get a little bit carried away. I am that person. In a conversation, I go fast, I go deep. Be careful. That's what I tell people. So as my content has gotten out, I've connected with all sorts of businesses, some on a whim, some just talking about the podcast, some contacting me directly. And that's what I'm passionate about, and I'm learning that. I've mentored a tree service lately as a result. I'm mentoring a personal trainer, small business wanting to grow. I get questions from all sorts of business, and I love sharing knowledge. I love asking questions. I love sharing the really good things that I've done, but I also really like sharing the things that I did that I would never do again, mistakes that I've made. And that's fun for me. So I'm I've started to see a need, and I also have this strong pull to start working with service business companies. That is my sweet spot. Yeah, home inspection is what I built, but it's the service business that I really enjoy. And I'm beginning to feel like I'm almost at a crossroads in my personal life. I can say without hesitation that I have been part of building one of the best companies in the world. Now, don't get confused with biggest. That's not what I mean. But it is one of the best companies in the world. The only way that we can do that is by having the absolute best people there are to work with us. That's what we do. If nothing else, I do know how to work with people. I know how to motivate people. I know how to lead people. I know how to get people to want to be better tomorrow than they are today. Giving people a clear path and a direction is huge in helping them become who they want to be. Get them from where they are to where they want to be. People want purpose, and they want to be part of something bigger generally. Our systems and processes are our driver. Now, I please don't get me wrong. I didn't create all the systems and all the process to put all this in place. I got the right people in the right seats, and together we created the systems that attracted even better people, and we have grown the best company in the world. I say that I can motivate people, but it's really more about the systems that we put in place to get people, to get them going, to get them motivated. You can never create fire in someone's belly, right? They have to do that. But you give them the spark. Boy, does that sound cliche, doesn't it? But you give them the spark, you give them the fuel, you give them the wood, whatever it is, you give them the materials, and they create that fire. This has been a major source of fulfillment in my life. Developing people, growing teams. And so I want to share with others now. And I think it's something worth sharing. I think it's relevant. And I think a lot of what I know in terms of developing people, building a business, a lot of what I know I wish I would have known early on in my business. And I've learned the hard way. It was business, business, business. I was always burning it down, just focused on the business. And for a long time, I didn't have fulfillment. So this is what I'm passionate about. And there's going to be some changes coming soon. It's like that give the people what they want slogan, right? So I've listened, and it seems like this is very timely for me, and there's going to be some changes coming pretty soon. I'm so excited. That's why I had to get this out. So look, if you like what you're hearing here, click that button below, and I'll keep dropping the content. And until next time, I love seeing you here. Can't wait to see you again.